Hi, I'm Suze Kempner, a comedian, and here is my guide to how Labourites and Tories can be friends. The frosty atmosphere at various dinner parties I've attended in the past 2 years suggests that, as Labour and the Tories move further apart from each other politically, it's getting tougher for the right and the left to be friends. I remember just a few years ago when the choice when voting was for the neoliberal hugger-hoodie Tories or the neoliberal sure but the minimum wage should definitely be a thing Labour Party, which is why in 2010 I voted for the Lib Dems. Haha, thanks a lot Nick Clegg, I'm so glad I got up an hour early to vote for you. Haha. After a particularly virulent row with family friends who said, just wait and see, about Brexit too many times, brackets once, I found myself wistfully looking back on that magical time when politics was boring and you really could say, the main parties are all the same, without looking like a poorly read dickhead. Seriously, who still says politicians are all the same anymore? You sound ridiculous. Read literally anything. I hate to lose friendships, but it's hard to find ways to not argue with people who align themselves with shit Thatcher, which is what I call Theresa May, because she's like Thatcher but shit. Imagine being a shit Thatcher. That's like being a shit England football team in the 80s when they were bad. Like that. That's what Theresa May is to me. Only hating the poor more than 80s footballers hated the poor. I'm basing this on Gary Lineker, who seems very nice. I was told to keep this piece impartial, and I think I'm doing a great job. Right, so I wanted to find ways to remain friends with our Tory acquaintances, so here are my top 5 activities you can do with a Tory that won't end in a terrible, terrible row. Number 1, make a lasagna. Oh, wow, there's no better way to celebrate how multi-layered us human beings are than with everyone's favourite multi-layered food item. As you and your Tory friend layer up pasta sheets, bechamel sauce, and mince sautéed with tomatoes, onions, and if you fancy it, mushrooms and peppers. I don't know, put what you like in a lasagna. I'm not here to control you. I'm not the Tory government who awarded 10 creationist bigots £1.5 billion after saying there was no magic money tree for literally their entire campaign. While making the lasagna together, you'll be reminded of how human beings are more than just their politics. We are complex creatures, and it'll be hard to fight with someone as you tuck into your Italian dish, which we probably won't even be able to eat anyway once Brexit is finalised, so thanks a lot, Tory friend. Jesus Christ, why do you want to ruin dinner? Number 2. Watch a video of the 1983 election night coverage. 9 hours of Tory landslide goodness for your right-wing friend to savour. It's all on YouTube, and while you both watch, you can be silently smug about the fact that Corbyn's massive gains in Theresa May's snap election prove that Corbyn's leadership is not a repeat of the Michael Foot era actually, and your friend can sit and scoff about how Labour never learn, and you won't need to fight because you'll know you're 100% correct anyway, and your friend is just a big wrong Tory. Number 3. Just slag off Nigel Farage. In my experience, your average Tory homie hates Nigel Farage, so just bond over how much you hate him. To avoid a row, wait till the very last second of their front door closing as you leave, before yelling, Theresa May is just as bad though, and then really fucking run to your car. Number 4. Ooh, running, you say. Have a race. Your Tory friend has probably got a massive living room leading into a massive garden, so open up those French windows, don't mention they're French, just refer to them as windows or glass doors to avoid angering your friend, and challenge Tory pal to a race. While you're running laps, you'll be too focused and worn out to argue, especially if you're currently reliant on food banks, which if the Tories have their way will all be by 2020. Number 5. Get really drunk on British gin. If you're drinking a fine British alcohol, there's no danger of you accidentally saying something nice about foreigners, e.g., this German wine is delicious, thanks Germany, which would only cause your Tory chum to explode with anger and destroy nearby furniture. Instead, the two of you can just kick back with our nation's finest export, and who has ever had a fight when drunk? Exactly. Absolutely nobody. And with Nazis literally marching in the streets due to the centre-right pandering to disenfranchised voters and literally giving racism an acceptable voice in 2017, can you afford not to drink until you forget your friend aligns herself with this party? I mean, what the fucking... So there you go. 5 totally argument-proof ways you and your favourite Tory can hang out without it ending in acidic, livid tears. Remember, as society crumbles to keep the rich rich and ensure the poor know their place, we're all going to need our friends. I guess there is such a thing as society, Tory friend, yeah? Think on that. Maybe read something other than the Mail and the Telegraph and think about how things are actually pretty great for you. Maybe crying about the prospect of nationalised trains makes you look fucking stupid. I've been Suze Kempner, and this entire piece is fictional. Any resemblance to situations or actual people that I actually know, living or dead, is purely coincidental. After all, I'm left-wing, so I just live in a bubble, right? You can find me on Twitter @SuzUK, that's SOOZUK, and my Edinburgh show, Suze on Film, about how movies change your life, is being performed in London several times this autumn. Check out www.suzekempner.co.uk for details. Please.